Why were you asked to attend?
I'm not certain why I was asked, but I felt like anyone from the centre or the left has as much entitlement to express themselves freely as the people on the right. And I think there's an argument that the right has managed to sort of co-opt freedom of speech a little bit lately. So what I wanted to do is go and express myself the way I always do, dressed like this, singing songs. And what I wasn't there to do was to espouse my own political views or in any way to endorse anybody else's.
I mean, the problem with this, I guess, is that it may have been sort of tagged freedom of speech, but it was, or is being seen as, in effect, a right-wing rally. Now, a right wing, in some cases, who are perhaps racist, perhaps homophobic, not the sort of people you would normally be mixing with.
No, not the sort of people I'd normally be mixing with. You know, to be clear, I'm not a fan of hate speech. If that's people's concern about the language used on the right and on the far right. I've been on the receiving end of hate speech all week, so I can tell you it's not nice. But, you know, I mean, for example, the former leader of the BNP has called me I've written it down because I keep forgetting it, I'm a sickening gender confusion. I think the head of the alt-right in America has called me a degenerate. So, you know, needless to say, I don't endorse the far-right views being espoused.
No, well, look, I've got to say, I have some sympathies with you, because if you're getting that from the far right, and it's a dreadful language, but you're also getting a lot of stick now from the left, just because you were there.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, they're really, in some ways, they're just as bad. I mean, I would thank the left, because they do seem to have a slightly more expansive vocabulary than the far right. So they're not just calling me a degenerate, they're also calling me a fascist for having associated myself with this event. I mean, I feel a little bit like if you stand still for more than 5 minutes at the moment, the left go that far in that direction that we're all far right. The problem is that the far left don't just go for calling you names. Their sort of party trick at the moment is to try and go for your source of income. You know, at the moment, they've been making sure that that my shows are cancelled. They want to see me unemployed. Possibly they want to see me homeless. And it's quite an aggressive tactic simply for disagreeing with my motives for attending an event.
Yeah. So what are you going to do now? How do you tackle this? I mean, I was going to say, do you try to keep your head down and let it drift apart? But you're not doing that.
Well, on the one hand, it's important, you know, it's important for me to continue to express myself in exactly the way I'm doing now. You know, this guilt by association thing is difficult for me to handle because I've worked very hard in my life to, you know, to promote fairness for everybody. What's especially difficult is that the venues that I'm associated with, some of which are independent venues, their social media has now become a proxy war between the far left and the far right, all fighting over this, which I don't think is fair. I don't want people to do that. I don't want these venues to be affected while they're trying to take some breathing space. So I guess what I've got to do is listen to people's concerns, have conversations about this, and hopefully I'll be ready to get back on stage very soon.
We will make America great again.